Bro, my fucking computer just decided to have like a little.
Seizure? Yeah, mine
Yeah,
did
it's
too.
fine
What the
though.
fuck?
I don't know
Did
what that was.
Power join, or is it still useless?
I don't think he called on Power.
I think Power's still shit. Oh, Power actually joined. It didn't take 10 years to join.
Yes.
All right, neat. What's up, guys? We're finally back on track with our schedule. I hope everyone has. If you've listened to the Halloween podcast that is on YouTube right now, it's broken up into 2 parts, or it's one big
All
video.
26 of you.
It's one big video or 2 parts, depending on how you want to view it. But if you did, I hope you enjoyed it. Lots of questions were asked, lots of questions were answered. With that, how has your guys' week been? Your mic is buzzing, bro. Stop
Dude.
touching your mic, fam. Just plug it in, leave it.
Stop touching that shit. I'm sure you're
No,
not used
no.
to, Or never mind.
Just plug it in, leave it, fam.
Alright, anyways, my week's been very busy, but otherwise acceptable. Actually, I'm kind of hungry, but I'll live. How are you guys?
Yeah, I'm good. Not a lot. Been a standard week for me, just working. I did get a new pair of work shoes though. I'm excited to try them on Monday.
What kind?
Just
steel
formal,
toe or-
like. No, they're not steel toe, but they are memory foam soles, so it's gonna be nice. Just regular, like formal shoes that you would wear, not necessarily with a
nice.
suit, but just smart casual kind of ones. And I had to get a new mouse as well because my old mouse was shit in the bed.
Oh yeah, no, I've had that feeling. I got my new mouse like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to get used to it. It's slightly bigger. It's the same design as Razer Nega Trinity. It's slightly bigger though. Same weight, which is nice, but it's slightly bigger. So my hand.
How much did it run you?
69 pound actually.
Oh, not bad.
So I kind of have to kind of position my hand a little bit differently because I've got buttons on the side. My old one had 6 buttons on the side. This one's got 7 and they're more spread out.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
where 1 was on the old mouse, 4 is there. So it's kind of awkward. So instead of trying to retrain the muscle memory, I've kind of just rebound all my games to like where 1 was 4 instead. Where 1 is now, it's now 4 instead. So I don't have to like retrain any muscle memory. But it's a nice mouse. It's got interchangeable sides. I can take it out, so it's got like 12 buttons, 7 or no buttons.
Spidey?
Nope. Bugging.
Oh, what the fuck? You sound like you're in a vacuum.
As you can see, one of the boomers here is having technical issues. So while Spidey fixes that, we'll cover the. Oh, yep, there we go.
Let's see how long this lasts before it fucks up again.
Just don't touch it, fam.
I'm not fucking touching it. Holy fuck. I'm not fucking touching the stupid ass mic. I got this shit for $10 because it was on clearance. And I was like, okay, it's cheap. Maybe I'll work. Fucking hate this stupid cat. Who killed my goddamn headset? Anyway, my week's been good. Besides this stupid ass headset. So yeah. There.
Your kitten that broke your mind.
No, I'm not taking ownership of the fucking cat. It's my wife's cat. Stupid cat is dead to me. The other one, the black cat, he nice. He a nice fellow. I mean, he an asshole, but he a nice fellow. To me, anyway. The other kitty, she is the spawn of Satan, for sure. She destroyed one of my phone chargers. Luckily, it's USB-C, so I have a bunch of those. Then I take my heads because I have video game consoles in my room and video game consoles in the living room. So I took my headset to the room because I was gonna play in my room. I fucking go to the bathroom, come back, and I just see that shit destroyed. And I tell Dab, and Dab's like, "Oh, where's the kitty?" Okay, I don't give a fuck about the stupid cat.
Yeah, but like, gotta make
nothing.
sure that cat's alright.
Nah, but nothing. Stupid ass cat. But yeah, that's been my weekend so far. I saw Eternals. I saw the Canelo fight. Shout out my boy Canelo. He destroyed. Not he didn't destroy Plant. He knocked him out. Plant did good. Like Canelo said, they settled their beef. It's squashed. So the fans should just get the fuck over it. Stop saying Plant was trash because he wasn't. But yeah.
Oh wait, so the beef is all settled, all done and dusted.
Basically, so I know I showed you the clip where Canelo just ultra
Yeah.
instinct moved back and punched. It basically in Spanish, motherfucker means hijos de tu puta madre. It's an insult more towards your mother than it is towards yourself. And then after the fight, once the fight was declared over because of the knockout, they shared a moment, a hug. Canelo just told him, "Keep your head up. You fought well." And then we later found out that Caleb Plant apologized for the way he did not mean it that way. He he didn't have a mother, so he didn't want Canelo to think he was trying to offend her because that wasn't his intention. And I'm glad I speak Spanish because the translator who was translating Canelo's words was absolutely ass. He kept Canelo would say, "I like red cars," or something along that effect, and the translator would be like, "Cars are good." It's like, my boy, like you're translating something completely different. And Canelo kept
It's
showing,
making it worse than it is.
yeah, because Canelo kept showing a lot of respect towards Caleb Plant after the fight. He's like, he's a great fighter. He was a lot tougher than I thought. He apologized at the end of the day. We're man, we settled it in the ring, and it's good. It's done. And the translator just tried to basically ignore all that. But Canelo knows enough English to be like, and then the translator was like, yeah, and then what? And then Canelo just gave him the death stare, and the translator was like, "Oh shit, I'm about to die, so let me just translate everything he said." So,
Well, good shit. At least it's all
yeah.
sorted then. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they had the fight. Who won the fight? What was the? Was it like a?
Well, it was a 11 round knockout, but all the scorecards essentially had Canelo winning by, like one had a 8-2, one of them had it 7-3, one of them had it 6-4. So it was very, very close for the most part. Like I said, Canelo did good, but Caleb Plant actually impressed because he showed that he could keep up with. Canelo's considered the best fighter, at least currently. People could argue Mayweather, and that's fine. But currently, Canelo's seen as the best fighter. So the fact that Caleb Plant essentially kept up with him was actually a good showing by him. So, yeah.
That's good shit.
Yes, sir.
So it was a good fight at least.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was fucking great.
Well, hopefully that beef is sorted and lessons were learned. Forgive and forget.
Yep.
Okay. So with that, not too much news this week. One of the main ones is more of a competition for you guys. Mashima and Kodansha have put together 10 million from Mashima and 5 million from themselves to make 15 for a fan or indie developers to suggest and send in entries for game ideas. And then they will put the money towards making said game if you win the competition. As far as I'm aware, anything goes. You can make. It looks like it's a PC and mobile or mobile. I don't see them. They probably maybe do a mobile because it's easier and then port it over. But either way, so you can make a game for either or. And well, yeah. So if you are an indie developer or you know some good game ideas, throw it out there to them. You'd probably have a better chance to win if you just tell them, "Here's a gacha idea with waifus," and it will make them a lot of money. But yeah, I don't know how big the scope they're going for. I know some people have talked about MMOs and all that. Don't think MMOs would really go for this, but they said anything goes. So there is that. Get a Nightmare's released. It's been doing quite well in Japan, and
It has a fairy tale collaboration, which is kind of hilarious.
yeah, and actually the fact that there's a fairy tale collaboration, I find gives point to what you said earlier before the podcast started about a good chance of it getting an anime if it continues the popularity it has. A lot of games that are releasing or have just released are getting anime, like for example Tactopi Destiny, to basically promote the game. So Who knows? I think it's doing well enough that it might end up getting a serialization in the West, which would then give him a really good incentive to make an anime out of it.
I think it's already gonna get an anime. Yeah.
So, yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's any other news. Anything from you guys?
Nah, not that I'm aware of.
Nothing to note.
Okay. Cool. So, usual this week we'll talk about EDENSZERO, and then we'll talk about Fairy Tail, and then Spidey and King are going to talk about Eternals because they've both seen it. I haven't. I'm too poor, but yeah, it is.
I live in a fucking country on a state that charges roughly. I paid $34 for my ticket, so shut the fuck
What?
up.
Why?
$34 to see a movie, bruv.
Yeah, buddy.
Nah,
Why the fuck was that expensive?
Because it was two people. Stupid.
$17 a person. Nah, I'm good. I'm good, fam. My tickets cannot be more than 12.
You didn't say it was two people, asshat. All right, whatever.
That's still.
I did say tickets. Tickets implies multiple people.
I wasn't listening that carefully.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, that's no. If I didn't have to get a new mouse, then I probably would have been able to afford to go. But alas, the mouse is more important.
You can always wait for the Disney Plus release.
Exactly.
It's not gonna get a Disney Plus release. They said it.
It's not.
It's
really?
Not? What?
They literally said they're not giving it. They're not putting it on Disney Plus.
Did they say?
I mean,
why?
maybe they meant in the near future. They'll put it there down the line.
Oh my god. Okay.
Did they say why?
They said they're trying because Shang-Chi basically broke the mold, and they didn't want to.
Yeah, I think they more meant that they're not going to do with it what they did with Black Widow. But yeah, I think they will eventually put it on Disney Plus, like maybe next year, like January or something.
Maybe we'll see. I doubt it
because it's still a Marvel movie. They're not going to not put it on their big streaming platform. That would just be a bad business idea.
It wouldn't, because it would force people to buy the Blu-ray, which would make them more money. But
yeah, but I don't think people are really buying Blu-rays anymore.
Oh no, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Blu-rays still sell very well.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't actually know. I don't own a Blu-ray, anything that plays Blu-ray, and I don't know anybody who does either, outside of people who have like game consoles. But yeah.
Yeah, no, Blu-ray still sells very well. It's just with the Blu-ray, it sells very well, but it's a case of you've got to really like the movie to want to get the Blu-ray, especially if it's a series as well.
Because it's not cheap.
It's not. But yeah. Well, actually, no, Blu-rays aren't that expensive.
I mean, it probably depends where you buy them too.
Yeah.
Just wait till Black Friday. Simple as that.
True. Oh yeah, that's a fucking Black Friday. That's causing me quite a lot of stress right now. But that's this topic for another day.
Why?
Because my work is related to advertising, so everyone's advertising for Black Friday.
Oh damn! Amazon money really hurting there, right?
Oh yes.
This is shambles.
Nah, to be fair, for people that work in amongst Black Friday and all that, it's actually pretty painful.
Just imagine being a retail person on that day.
My brother-in-law is Cyber Monday. So his job is basically a lot of the websites who have Cyber Monday deals. They go to some companies to get everything like redesigned for it, and his company is one of those. So whenever it comes around, it's a bitch.
Yep, I can imagine.
So yeah, I do feel sorry for those who are working within it, but at least it's only once a year.
Yeah,
hellish time, but not the worst.
And then Christmas a month later.
That's true. Although a lot of the times, why should I say this? But smart people would buy the Christmas presents on
Black Friday.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing though. Some retail companies are like, "Oh, Black Friday, we have a sale," and then if you go to the shop beforehand, you see that, let's say it's $10.
Yeah, they up the price and then drop it down to what it was.
Yeah, and it's like,
that's just clever business dealing, though.
There's a
people
few
fall for that.
Mm-hmm. If you go onto Amazon did it as well, but there's a website called Triple Camel, that actually you can track the price of a product that's been ever since it's been up on there, and you can see if it's actually been put on discount or if it's been put up and back down. And you can also sign up to send you an email when the product hits a certain price. So say you want a
Amazon
mouse.
has a tracker for a lot of that stuff too.
But the Camel one's so good because it tells you exactly everything and the prices it's been over the last how well since it's been on there.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, so with that
was a long discussion. That was nice.
We'll do Eden Zero first. One chapter. Get that out the way, and then we'll do Fairy Tale, and then you guys can talk Eternals.
Wait. No, actually, I will wait. We'll discuss the Eternals later. I was gonna just ask for your brief opinion, but now we'll make them wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him for his quick, little overall thought, score wise, but nah, let's just wait till the end for Eternals. It's fine.
Sure.
Okay, so Eden Zero.
Señor Dav, EDENSZERO número cuánto?
Chapter 166. I love you, not you, Spidey.
But thanks, baby.
Really nice cover. Now
she's dead. She's dead.
She's dead, but it's a nice cover. I will say, when Masha was saying that he wants to go darker and do different stuff from what he did before, yeah. So as we all know, Witch is now dead. Quite a sad ending for her.
People, she is not coming back. She turned to dust. She got ignited.
She's gone. But I'm seeing a lot of people saying no, but they might have backed up. That see now, my counter argument to them that they might have backed her up is if they had, they wouldn't be as destroyed there, and they wouldn't have tried to stop her. You know, they would have been like, yeah, sure, go do that. That's fine. Go, yeah, we'll bring you back in a couple of days. She gone, fam. She is gone. The only thing I didn't like about the chapter is the whole Shura and Ojuna stuff. I didn't care about it, but it was the one thing that was stupid. I still don't understand how Ojuna escaped the bottle. I don't think that was ever touched on, but whatever. At least Shura is actually dead. This sets a little bit of a scary pathway.
No, wait. What if it was just in his head and it wasn't really her?
Oh, that would have been so evil! Holy shit! The dude is like,
because the implication here is she defeated or escaped Laguna, but Laguna wouldn't have let her go right away. So
we didn't see how she escaped the bottle.
Exactly my point. So how did she? It's not like Laguna would be like, "Oh, here, let me carelessly." Take
and I'm pretty sure he would have heard water drop out of the bottle onto the floor.
Yeah.
I would like that to be true. I don't think it is. I don't think it matters enough to do it, but that would be fucking hilarious if it's true. And I'm actually hoping it is.
I kind of hope it is. That'd be some psychological torture for Mashima.
That would be fucking great.
Because the implication here is if she escaped, that means she might have injured or hurt Laguna, and that means Laguna also went bye-bye. Can't have my boy done dirty like that.
Yeah. And I feel like they would have been a lot more stressed if she actually did escape. But yeah, we can only hope. I don't think it is a thing, but that would be pretty hilarious. I've got to say the flashback was really nice. You know, where Shiki was. That was really nice. I really liked the flashback. It was really sweet. Yeah. It was really sweet. And I think Witch's death was done very well. And I think she got the justice, but I think she got the ending that she deserved in terms of it being a really.
She went out like a boss.
Yeah, it was really well written. Very sad, very well written, and I don't. see, there's a lot of people saying there should be a fake out. As much as I would love Forge not to be dead, I would not want a fake out because a fake out would really hurt the series, and it would be pretty boring. And I think letting her stay dead really does put emphasis on the fact that Mashima is sticking to his guns.
Mashima is Satan confirmed.
Yeah. Now, it sets a very scary precedent for me because we've had Valkyrie. Well, Valkyrie died. We found her dead.
Mm-hmm.
Now Witch is dead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very worried that this is going to be a
Hermit dies next. Yep, in 83 chapters. Called it here.
not okay. Not Hermit next, but it's a very scary path that the rest of them also going to die.
And somebody did point out that it's every 83 chapters. We learned about Valkyrie's death earlier, but in chapter 83, it was the shot heard round the underworld.
And Valkyrie was dead before the story started. She was dead before chapter 1, so it is 83 chapters basically. So
that was Shiki World 29 gone.
Yep.
Then we got chapter 166.
66.
83 plus 83 is 166, which means Witch is dead. So the next chapter will be what, 249? 249?
Yeah, I think so.
Quick math. Yeah, quick math.
But yeah, so they'll be very scary. I can probably say with enough surety that if Hermit dies, I probably would not continue the series. I don't like that thought, but it also depends on how it happens and what happens. But I can't see.
What if she dies similar to Witch, where she goes out like a boss?
I still wouldn't like it.
But would you drop the series? Is what I'm asking.
It's a very high chance.
Plus, you got the Kleenex, bro. She looks like Hermit.
I look, Kleenex's great, but I don't really care for her like as a character that much. Like, she's great. I feel sorry for her and all of that, and she's a very good character, but she's not like.
What about Homura?
See, I love Homura, but Hermit, man, I feel sorry.
Thick thighs save lives, though, bro.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but it didn't save lives this time, does it? Did it? It hasn't saved lives twice. So clearly, that's two. She got two legs. She had two lives to save, and neither of her got saved, fam. Those thighs ain't saving no one.
True. Oh, that's right. She let Greed die because she didn't like Sims, bro. She let him die because of that.
Mm-hmm. I say I might drop it. I don't know. It depends on how it all goes. If it's a fantastic goodbye, then I might not. But maybe I'll just wait and read it for a little bit until something happens again. I won't talk about the spoilers that are out in case we don't want to hear it. But with what's coming from that, I'm not liking the look of that either. It's just looking like a fucking depressed manga right now, bro.
And somebody check up on Mashima. Like, we say that repeatedly.
Really needs to check up on my man, bro.
I think that's why he's still writing Fairy Tail, because that's like happy go lucky, and then
that's what's keeping him grounded. Because if he was only writing EDENSZERO, my man would have been finished, fam. He goes and writes a chapter, and he's like, "Oh, let me go write some Fairy Tail." Fucking hell, Lucy's a doll now.
You're not even wrong. It's like,
and goes to fucking EDENSZERO. Fuck you, with your dead.
He's like, who's a fan favorite? Pino? Nah, she's too innocent. Witch? Okay, let's kill Witch.
Oh man, but I'm scared of that precedent, and there have been a few people. Someone pointed something out that made a lot of sense to why the others would die. It's the way that they die and how it relates to them. I'm really hoping Mashima doesn't read the Discord server with a secret account, and he's sitting in the EDENSZERO manga channel taking notes, because I keep telling people to shut up and stop giving man ideas.
Dude, I like this man. I don't want to hear people say this shit like Fairy Tail. I don't want to hear people say this shit is Fairy Tail.
It's not.
Mans would have come back by now. It was.
Um,
There's not much more to add. I mean, the end of the chapter. I like how Shiki basically tried to be a little man and be like, "That's a fucking order. Come that back." And she's like,
yeah,
"Psych, nah, nigga, nah, fam." We gotta scrub that. But yeah, I liked. I told you this off podcast, but she looked like Juvia in the "I
yeah.
love you" scene. Is this foreshadowing Juvia's death? Who
Shut the
knows?
fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna come over there and bitch slap you. Right, and then after that, I'm gonna go check out Pamashima. Right, okay. So let's calm down, shut up, okay? Right, because if that happened, there's definitely zero reason for me to care about Fairy Tail anymore. Okay.
Oh,
Yes. What did you think? I think this is the arc finish now. Maybe
fucking
a
hope so.
couple more. Well, the AI Cosmos arc. Um,
I mean, he basically blew it up, so it's not like it could continue.
well, no, he blew up the planet. He didn't blow up the cosmos. Cosmos is chilling.
Cosmos is chilling. You're right.
But Nero is dead. Sure is dead. So like, there's nothing else to. No, don't post that shit. So there's nothing really else to do.
For those wondering, I posted Juvia's quote unquote death against Invo. It looks similar.
It looks uncanny. It does. It does. I
Just,
don't like this. Stop it.
just saying.
Stop it.
I get.
Stop this. Okay. None of this. No one asked for this. Why are you choosing violence today, bro? It's like you're trying to hurt people. Yeah. No. So I don't think we're leaving AOE Cosmos yet. I think what's gonna happen next is a big boy conversation between Ziggy and the gang, where Ziggy obviously makes his standard threats. See what happens if you try and follow me. Move on. But I think the AOE Cosmos as a whole is kind of like that arc is finished now, and they're gonna move on maybe to another Cosmos. But I don't know. Has there been an indication of another Cosmos yet?
They
They
haven't.
to another one?
No, they haven't said anything. They've been stuck on the AOE.
Yeah. So we'll have to see, but I'm kind of happy this arc is finished because, like I said, it's been fun, but it's also been very. It felt like a drag, and a lot of stuff was happening at the same time. A lot of new characters who, at the same time, felt that they were just added in to make this big space war. I see a lot of people saying that this is one of the best arcs that they've read in a long time, and I'm just like, the start was good, and the climax was good, but everything in between was like up and down. When it was good, but when it wasn't,
Robot
was,
lives matter.
Yeah, when it was good, it was really really good and enjoyable, and there was a lot going on. But then when it wasn't, at that point, it was very bland. Just meh. It was never a bad point. The arc was never at a really bad point, but it was definitely at a point where it was just kind of stale a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy that's over, but I'm gonna miss it. It was good fun.
What would you give this chapter overall, like rating wise?
This chapter. This chapter I'll probably give a good. It would have been a 9 out of 10. No, it would have been a 9 out of 10. But the sure thing was to kind of bring it down a bit. Just because I don't. So I'd say an 8 out of 10. I'll be generous, say 8.5. What about you?
Shura and Ijun, whatever her name is, shit kind of annoyed me, not gonna lie to you. Sorry, I had to update the picture. It annoyed me. So I don't know. I could probably give it an 8. It was good chapter overall. It had good moments, but it just didn't. I don't know. I feel like if they would have taken out, unless it's all in his head and he just visualized her, then it's an instant banger. It's an instant 10 out of 10. It's a must read.
If that ever comes around and actually happens and there's a thing, this chapter will go straight up to a 10.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, it'll stay where it is for me.
Yeah, it's probably an 8 for me. But if that twist happens, just know that I am Mashima. Joking, of course. But yeah, I'd give it an 8. What would you give the arc overall?
I think I'll probably give it a 7, to be honest. Like, I enjoyed it. Yeah, like I enjoyed it, but there was just, for me, Masha introduced too many people and try to do too much with them and create all these, because it was like one massive fight, right, going along, and all the fights that were happening were going on at the same time. I think it was well done, but I just feel like it was too much. That's just me personally. I'm the kind of person, I like to have like multiple fights, but I don't like to have a ton, and I like to put each one to get its proper focus and not just be one shot, move on, and then an actual fight. So for me, there was just too many characters introduced and too many characters going on. I think part of it is just I was struggling to remember some of them because they were so irrelevant, but I felt like I had to remember them. But then nothing really happened with them. So probably about like a 7. I don't think I would go higher than a 7.
All right, not bad. I would give it an 8 or a 9. No, 8.5. I liked. We got some world building in terms of the cosmos.
That was my favorite part about it, is the fact that it built so much more stuff for us.
Because I would start this arc with the introduction of the Red Cave. Remember back then with the whole they're on a vacation on that remote planet, and I really liked that start. It was a strong start. I like the characters that were introduced. Most of them, not all of them. I thought Mashimo handled introducing all these characters a lot better than he did in Fairy Tail. And by Fairy Tail, I mean the main series. From the one that ended before, not the sequel. And I just thought that his overall execution and the fights was a lot better than it previously was. I still didn't like the conclusion between Shura and Shiki because I felt like that was just a retread of the Dragon Joe fight. And I didn't like Shura being... This is a problem with Mashima. He tries to redeem all of his bad guys, at least in Fairy Tail. EDENSZERO, he hasn't done that as much, but the fact that he tried to redeem him a little bit, I didn't like it. He should have just stuck to his guns and been like, no, he's an asshole, he's a murderer, he doesn't want to be redeemed. But yeah, overall 8.5, not bad. I liked it a lot more. It's probably one of my favorite arcs, but not the favorite. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm very excited for what's to come next. This arc has shown that Mashimo, when he had the little talk a while back where he said he's gonna try and be more dark as long as editors allow it. This arc is kind of shown.
I don't think his editors wanted him to kill Witch, if I'm being honest.
I don't think so, and I think he just said, "No, I'm going for it," which is why I'm a little bit excited because it shows that he is.
Fam, you excited for a future death of a shining star?
I'm excited for a darker path. The one thing I always had a problem with Fairy Tail is that yes, there was some dark aspects in it, but a lot of the whole fake, especially the macro situation, stuff like that. I don't want that type because it's not that I think it's bad. It's just that I feel like if EDENSZERO does that, EDENSZERO is going to suffer a lot because it's already people already are stupid and go, oh, it's just a Fairy Tail copy. If he starts doing that in EDENSZERO, it's just going to get even more of a hit. So I'm excited that he's not going to be doing that and is hopefully going to actually stick with it. I am very scared of the prospect of what could happen. And I'm not liking the thought of that, but it happens.
Is what it is.
Yeah. I trust Mashima to at least, if he does kill off the Shining Stars, to at least give each one a proper goodbye. Like he did now with Witch. So, yeah.
Oh, here's over.
I think that's it then. Where is King? Let's get him back for Fairy Tail. Let us know what you guys thought of the chapter. I've seen a lot of you talk about it in server. A lot of you like it, a lot of you hate. Some of you hate it, like really fucking hate it. Like one of you, I can't remember who it was. It wasn't in our server, it was in another server. One of them was like making like the death threats towards Mashima. Like, oh, I'm gonna fucking
Yo,
kill
who's
you
threatening Mishima?
some dude in another server was like, if Mashima kills anymore, I'm gonna fucking kill him. And I was like, whoa.
What?
whoa.
Wait, who did he kill so far?
Big titty green girl.
One of the
not Brandish, but
yeah, obviously Brandish isn't dead.
But yeah, he killed one of the fan favorites. I don't think she's not like the biggest fan favorite, but she's still a fan favorite.
In EDENSZERO or Fairy Tail?
EDENSZERO.
EDENSZERO.
Oh, fuck that. I don't care about that.
Yeah. So someone is like genuinely, like some of you are genuinely angry at this, and it's like, yo, get some help.
I was reading some shit last night on Twitter that like apparently some fans were like tweeting hate to Mashima because he was late with his Jersey Day photo.
Yes.
It's like, what the fuck's going on? It's just a fucking photo.
Well, if you go back a couple months ago, right, Spidey and I, well, I found people bitching that for 15th anniversary.
We both found people bitching,
yeah. There were people upset and angry that he didn't draw for
the 15th
anniversary while he was saving everything for the announcement. And well,
gotcha.
People were like literally saying, "You don't care about Fairy Tail." Like, it's being little fucking whiny little bitches.
Yeah, he doesn't care about Fairy Tail, even though he wrote it for 11 fucking years. Like, what the fuck?
He's still working on the goddamn thing too.
That too.
But he doesn't draw it. It's not him.
It's fucking Twitter. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So that is it with EDENSZERO. Next up is 100-Year Quest.
And first of all, Mashima shouldn't be drawing Jersey because Jersey is probably the worst pairing in the goddamn series.
I disagree strongly with that.
Just don't draw any
ships. Is the worst pairing of the main four.
No,
sorry. Juvia and Gray is the worst pairing of the main four. Then Levy, then Jersey, and
false. Jalal and Urza's only interaction is a fucking hair comb. All right, my guy.
Bullshit. You have clearly missed a lot of the series.
You mean the one where he's like, I have a fiance and he's like, I can't kiss you, or the one where he's like, yo, we can't be together because you're the light to
all those moments where he was trying to be considerate of her feelings because he hated himself. All those moments.
Are you dumb? Are you dumb? If he was considerate of her feelings, he would have fucking gotten at her because she wanted him to get at her.
He knew that would be bad for her.
Oh no, he did it. He's a fucking idiot.
He did. It was fucking obvious.
Jersey fans are delusional.
Do you lack reading comprehension, Spidey?
No, I do not.
Anyways, let's get to the chapter. We could I honestly think we could have like 2 podcasts about all this stuff and still have more to talk over. And Dab has muted himself
because he likes Gray and Juvia, bro.
No,
He's disrespecting it.
I don't. Gray doesn't deserve Juvia. Juvia is like the peak. No one deserves her. Not even me. That's how amazing she is.
I mean, that much is obvious, though.
Yeah, but like, shut the fuck up. Read the fucking chapter, King. It's your turn.
All right. Well, anyways, yeah. Speaking of the Fairy Tail chapter, who wants to go first?
You bitch.
Fam. You've got to go the chapter number, the title, and then we talk about it.
All right. Chapter number 94 of Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest is Battle Dungeon. Basically, I don't know why Ayuda or Mishima, I don't know whose original idea this was, but it's to me, it's a very weird twist. Basically, Celine has sent everybody into the Doggermag dungeon and has decided that since there's 7 members of Fairy Tail and 7 members of Diabolos, it's going to be like an elimination style contest where they have to eliminate the other team. You don't necessarily have to kill them. Knocking them out is good enough or whatever. And then, the winner is the first team to find the heart, blah, blah, blah. She got rid of Elfsaria. You're not allowed to destroy the heart because, that would violate the rules or some crap like that. And, so as the chapter goes on, Natsu finds Lucy literally stuck in a wall. And for one sec, I was like, normally that would kill a person, but I'm not sure what the situation was there. Then they find Haku, the little guy from Diablos, who's the white tiger dragon slayer. What was his name?
Yeah, White Tiger.
White Tiger Dragon, yeah. So he's one of the Dark Dragon Slayer Knights, one of the guys who's on the same level as Suzaku, whom we have been talking about for the last couple of months. And basically, he's like, he gets Lucy out of the wall, but simultaneously turns her into a doll but it's still capable of talking, which was interesting. And that's the end of the chapter.
That was horrible. But I
summary
found
or
something
the
funny.
chapter? Because I agree with the summary being. What?
No, the summary was very dead. It's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean, I really didn't care for most of the chapter.
That's fair. I was quickly reading it again, and I like how Gaj is like, I got dragged into some kind of BS again.
Motherfucker's just trying to chill with Levy and do his thing, and he's just like, oh, what the fuck am I?
He's like, son of a bitch. Here we go again.
This was you not
we were talking about like the crappy fathers of Dragon Ball Z. Gio would be a legit good father, I think.
Gajio is a lot like Vegeta, I think. And that
he is, but like I
he's
don't
there
feel
when
like
it counts,
he's as
and when he
realizes exactly. He's got his fatherly side and caring side to him more so than Vegeta does. I think give him a chance and he'll be ready to take on the role.
You should see Vegeta with his daughter. Remember? I don't know what episode was that, Dev. I know it was that at the end.
It was the one when we actually.
I don't actually watch Dragon Ball Super, just to put a heads up on that.
Okay, so it was a really nice episode with Whis kind of just going whoop, and Bulla's born, and then everyone's obviously like excited about it, and Bulla starts crying. Vegeta goes fucking Super Saiyan, bruv. Vegeta was pissed that Bulla started crying because of someone else, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, what happened? Is there a threat?" I think I can see Gajio being a father like Vegeta.
Super
protective.
A bit
softer. I think a bit softer, but very protective. Very protective.
Yeah, I agree.
Or when Lil Trunks is like, "Oh, how do you carry the baby?" And Vegeta like, "Son, this is how you do it." And he's like cradling her and like all that. Yeah, be a good dad. I mean, Gajio would be a good dad. His fandom, the Gajio Levy fandom's the worst, but good character.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the team ups? Gray and Urza.
What I love is the Xseed swap. I really like that. I find it quite funny that Wendy was holding Panther Lily, and Lily's got the little sweat, and he's like, and she's like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, I thought you were Carla." You can tell like Lily was enjoying being carried like that. I'm sure of it.
He's like, "Why can't Gajio carry me like this?" Fuck.
Now I think Carla and Gajio are going to be quite a comical duo. I think it's going to be quite funny. Carla sees the Dragon Slayers as pretty stupid because they are quite the boneheads. The one thing I noticed as well, I'm sure you guys noticed it, is obviously Loxus is still probably, now that barring guild arts, probably the strongest in the guild.
Yeah,
right.
I noticed that a scene you're about to talk about.
Yeah, when Gray mentions, I think he says with Loxus here, I feel like he is if Loxus is here. I like that little touch there because it kind of showed that. Again, Loxus had a really great development. He had a really good turnover, and he's always been very, very strong, and he is the strongest in the guild, most likely. It's nice to see that the members of Team Natsu do actually still have this feeling of comfort and respect towards him. It's nothing major, but it was a nice little touch, I think.
I agree, but I'm actually more curious about the part that right after he says that, Celine has a little dark panel with her eye open, with the kind of evil smirk. So I think that she has a specific counter for Laxus ready.
I think
one
so
of the
too.
Diablos members, specifically because, like, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, he totally wrecked Kyria in their fight, and I imagine it would probably be tougher, but I think he could pretty succinctly defeat Mad Mole or the Ash Dragon guy. But I think one of these Dark Dragon Slayer Knights, probably not Suzaku necessarily.
I think you could take Suzaku. I think
yeah, but what I was saying is, like, I think one of the dragons said not Suzaku is probably going to be like on Laxus's level, and they might knock each other out. Or I hope they don't do this, but I wouldn't be necessarily surprised if like the Fairy Tale Mages defeat one opponent, then they walk into another section of the labyrinth, and Laxus's unconscious body is there, and one of the Dark Dragon Slayer Knights is standing over him.
The Coffin guy is most likely going to be his opponent.
I was thinking the Coffin guy. So I don't necessarily see Misaki, the dragon, whatever, blue dragon, doing it. Azure, yeah.
And just for clarification, the panel you're talking about, it's actually Celine with the one eye first, and then Gray saying that, not vice versa.
No, because you what?
My guy. It's Celine saying it, and then
no. Celine talks, then Laxus talks, then Gray, then Lucy, then Celine has her smirk eye.
There is no smirk eye. What are you talking about?
Yes, it is. It's the middle panel in the middlemost part of the page.
Yeah.
She's literally saying, as long as I enjoy myself, it's fine.
No, but next to that.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, on the right side of that.
Oh, my bad. I'm blind. Oh my god, it's one of those days. Another funny moment, because I love this chapter, is when Urza's literally telling Gray, "Do you want to hold hands like the good old days?"
And Gray's that was pretty funny.
And Gray's like, "I can't even be mad because you're fucking being serious." So good moment. There's not much more to add besides Mashima and Yuta. See, Dad, this is what we're talking about. Mashima and Yuta are on their deviant shit with Lucy. That's why he's doing that shit in EDENSZERO.
What's happening in EDENSZERO that's deviant? Just give me a brief overview.
No, not deviant. He's murdering everyone.
It's fucking depressing right now, bro.
Yeah, so we're like, he's using fairy tales and escape by drawing like funny or like lighthearted moments. And over here, he's got like a fucking scene from a porno with fucking Lucy's butt on the other side. So yeah, he's on that deviant shit. But yeah, other than that, there's not much more to add. I mean, we meet. I feel like I want to know how the White Tiger was able to turn her into a doll, because that gives me magic. Why the fuck would it be called a White Tiger if he's motherfucker should be called Build-A-Bear if that's the case?
No, but he could have another magic related to that. I don't know. Transfiguration dragon. I don't know.
Because it reminds me of Cain and what was the other guy from
Abel?
Avatar. Abel was the Avatar?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Cain from Grimoire Heart and the fact that Abel took his doll as member of Avatar in
Avatar. I'm talking about both of them.
Yeah, Cain and Abel, because it comes from the Bible.
Okay, I thought it was something more clever, but yeah.
No. It was actually the wrong way around, because Abel said he took Cain and killed Cain and took his doll, but like in the Bible, Cain was the one who killed Abel, so I don't know what. I think Mishima got it mixed up over there.
Or maybe he didn't want to get sued by the Bible people, because they crazy.
Yeah, I mean, apparently they can torture you forever or some shit like that. I don't know. I think they're full of shit, but whatever.
But yeah, that's the chapter. What would you give? I know, King, you said you were the least.
I don't hate the chapter. It's just mostly just kind of eh. It's just a couple moments that I liked, but overall, I'd give it like a 6.
Damn, Daff?
I'd give it a 7.5, maybe. I'm just excited for the fact that we're gonna have some fights going on. I'm hoping, like how the Lucy and Gray fight was, where it was a focus. I'm hoping we get that. Where a chapter, where basically the fight happens and that chapter is focused on that fight. We don't start cutting around, because that'll annoy. But it's a cool like beginning to this, call it the labyrinth arc. I like the fact that there was emphasis on the fact that Natsu couldn't just punch through the wall. That was cool. So this tells me that the members can be as destructive as they want, which is really cool as well. So I'm looking forward to that. The doll thing I find weird, but it is what it is. I'm a little bit. I don't like the fact that Lucy's the one that's been kind of put in the wall and then turned into a doll. But
this kind of just goes to that whole like Lucy being useless thing everybody occasionally has a problem with, and I don't like it.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
granted,
we all know
it's
she
still
isn't.
possible. My think is like he could say like, "Oh well, I want a real fight," and then he turns her back to normal in the beginning of the next chapter. But yeah.
So yeah, but I don't mind it. 7.5, I'd say.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, just to for one of your points, I do agree that it does give you continue this narrative of Lucy is useless, but I'll give Yuta and Mashima slack just for the simple fact that this entire sequel series he really hasn't been useless and or treated like she was in the main series. So I'll give them some slack, but if they continue to follow this trend of Lucy is
Needing to be
useless,
rescued and stuff.
then yeah, I'll have an issue because they've done a great job of showing she's more than capable. She fucking stood up to Broly and won. So if she can't handle coming back from this, it's gonna be a problem for me. Overall, like I said, I really like the chapter. I like how they're clearly taking their time building up this tournament thing. They're not just here's the fucking tournament, go
game.
boom. Because for me, looking back at the Grand Magic Games, it was like, oh look, everybody's fighting, get over it, and then they sort of explain throughout the chapters, but for the sequel series, they're like, now we're gonna explain everything, and then we'll go to the fights. So I kind of like that more. So I'll give it an 8.5 to a 9. I don't know, one of those two.
It was structured well. I will agree with you. The structure was good. Very, very simple structure, and didn't, gave us everything we needed, and let's go.
And one thing to add is Lucy is still talking even as a doll. So maybe
that to me is really weird, but yeah,
maybe she'll still have some role in the fight.
I don't think she'll have her powers because, in my opinion, if they can turn someone into a doll, I feel but the person can still use their powers. I feel like that makes it kind of.
But she is a celestial spirit user, so she doesn't need.
She is, so they can come out without her, but
they can come and help her. So
now,
who knows?
If a spirit comes through their gate using their own magical power, how much magic does it use? Quite a lot.
I don't think that's ever been fully explained or
I'm not sure
detailed.
I know it did say that it takes them a lot of willpower, and it does take a lot for them to do it. But I don't know if it means that they come out rather than 100% ready to fight, something like a 60, 70.
But also Lucy has some in her spirits without the keys.
Yeah, but now I wonder if being turned into a doll kind of sticks her in a position where she hasn't got any magical power.
You know, what'd be cool is if she summons Gemini to be her and fight as her while she's there, like just basically giving them like battle strategies, something like that. Obviously, I didn't think it through, but it'd be cool if she was still using her abilities, because unlike Natsu's, who needs to physically touch you with his power, Lucy's more of a long range fighter, if you will.
I would like for Lucy to still be able to do something even as a doll, because to me, if they do that, it at least alleviates some of the Lucy's damsel in distress that this situation has kind of created. So I'm hoping that they do at least do something like that.
That'd be great. Hopefully that happens, and hopefully Shura was just imagining shit. That'd be great. That'd make fucking great chapters for both Fairy Tail and EDENSZERO. Fucking hate Shura, man. Fucking hate Shura.
Fuck that guy.
King Shura is this despicable.
Genuinely one of the worst characters. Not worse in terms of badly written. Worse than that he's a cunt that I have ever experienced.
Didn't he admit to like assaulting
No, he didn't admit to assaulting Arjuna. What Arjuna said was, "Yo, my man shoved a bomb in my arsehole."
I'm pretty sure he did sexual shit to her.
Yeah, but he never said it. Il Junior was the one who was talking about it. Il
Okay.
Junior was like, he humiliated me in public and used me and then shoved a bomb up my asshole, literally, like word for word.
Yeah.
Shoved the bomb in my rectum. There we go. There's word for word. Like this dude was like
mental.
Oh, fucking dude. It was every single time he showed up, there was never a redeeming factor. Every single time he appeared and spoke, right, he said something that made you hate him even more.
There's a very lovely user on the server. She's very nice. Kindest person you'll ever meet. She was like, I hope he gets basically dismembered limb by limb.
Mm-hmm. This dude, without fail, every time you hated him more because of the shit he would say. And it just got worse and worse and worse every single time. Like, this is why we keep saying Mashima needs to be checked up on, because he's creating characters like Shura and the shit that's going on. Like, something's going on, bruv. It's mad. Mad moving, mad, cuz. It's crazy.
Super crazy.
Bruh.
But yeah, that's the end of the discussion for EDENSZERO, even though it was Fairy Tail and Fairy Tail. Now, we're going to talk about one of the most divisive and polarizing movies of the year, The Eternals. Dav hasn't seen it because he said he's poor.
I will say, though, is it that divisive necessarily, or is this just like some silly Twitter drama?
Critics gave it like 40%.
I think it's a 46%, I think.
46% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Critics hate it now.
Critics hate it. Some audience members say they love it. Some say they hate it. That's what I'm saying. It's divisive.
Fair. I just want to check the actual numbers to see.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware,
47 for critics, 81 for audiences.
Yeah, so from what I've seen, it's either you love it or you hate it kind of thing. But if you hate it, it means you're a critic, because they're the only ones that seem to have hated it. Or the actual.
I mean, I don't know. Like I watched it last night. Spidey watched it last night. I wasn't that impressed with it, if I'm being quite honest.
Seriously?
Yeah. I don't think it sucks. I think there are worse Marvel movies, but I didn't find anything in this movie that was like outside. I will say I like the Celestials. I think they did a really good job with those, and we'll talk more about them in detail later. But I think those were the only things about the movie that I actually found impressive. I found most of it otherwise to be pretty underwhelming.
Damn. Okay. That's case in point. You either loved it or you hated it. I loved it.
Well, I mean, I think I just gave it like a really mediocre review, but yeah.
Yeah, I would consider this probably, in terms of movies, it's significantly better than Endgame. It's probably top 3 Marvel movies, if I'm being honest. Endgame dragged too long, and it was just a love letter to everybody who's sat through all 20 movies just because. And it's just it's the only thing you need to see in Endgame is literally the last fight. So I don't get why people like that movie that much. Infinity War was pretty good. But I thought there is one or two things I would change in the Eternals. But yeah, I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was executed well. I loved their character motivations. I know some people have an issue with some of the character motivations, but I thought they made sense for the most part. So it's just, I don't know. We could talk about it. What do you want to talk about first?
You want to talk about their motivations?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. So why did you like? I'll say this: the only reason I would have had an issue with their motivations was only Icarus's motivations.
See, I don't agree though, because Icarus seemed to be he was a typical military guy. He lived and died by the military code. So
But they all did.
Did they though? Some of them were
did.
more willing to. No, I'm saying
Like what makes them that way?
no. What I'm saying, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, Icarus, regardless of what was happening all throughout those thousands of years that they kept living through, he was solely focused on the mission. His mission was protect Earth, then go home. Doesn't matter what fucking happens after. He never changed. The others, you saw their change as the centuries went on, as tragedies happened. You saw them, you know, mature, if you will, and change who they were as people. Let me get the guest so I don't
Yeah, go
speak
for it.
on them.
I have the Wikipedia open.
Nice, that's pretty smart. I should have done that. The Eternals. So, like, who's the kid who controls minds?
Oh, Druid.
Yeah, Druid. See, like with him, you saw him like start to break down and like try to save everybody, but they're like, no, you can't. And he just quit on the team. I mean, Icarus wanted to kill him because Icarus is very stick to the fucking plan. Plan's not never gonna change. And
Mm-hmm.
the only one I didn't agree with, but they kind of explained it, at least Kingo explained, who was Sprite. Because you could tell she had a fucking massive hard on for
Icarus.
Icarus. Yeah. So I kinda got that she wanted to follow him.
Mm-hmm.
Kingo, you could tell he just wanted to live life, right?
Yeah.
Who's his boy?
Haroon.
Haroon. That was a guy who was always Haroon.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
the filming guy.
That dude, that guy killed it. Karun killed it. Karun fucking killed it.
I actually read like a good number of tweets saying, people saying, I think they were half joking, but they were talking about how Haroon was their favorite character in the movie.
Oh, I'm not joking. He probably was my favorite. I liked him a lot. How many cameras do you have? Oh, that was great.
Tangent, but I'm just waiting for all the fucking brown people to like get angry on Twitter and call him like a racist or something like that, like a caricature. I'm like, nah, dude, that's exactly how the fuck Indian uncles are, and I get to say that because fuck you. Not you, Spidey. Not like fuck you.
No, I know. I
fuck
get
the Twitter mobs.
I thought the only characters I had issues with. I mean, I didn't really have issues with their characters' motivations because Cersei, it even shows it in the beginning. She was very much in love with humanity, and she wanted to be a part of them, and she wanted to see what they did. And then we have Fastos, who he obviously is a builder and inventor, and he felt regret.
I think of him as kind of like the Iron Man of their group.
Yeah, and that's one thing I also like is that they all had their own different skill set, if you will. I mean, for people who don't know, if you see just the trailers, you're like, oh, all of these fuckers can fly, all of these people fuckers are Superman. But obviously, no, they have their different skill sets, so I like that.
I think literally Icarus is the only one who can fly, right?
Yeah, Icarus is the only one who could fly and shoot lasers from his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked Gilgamesh and what's her name, Thena's little romance, not romance, but connection.
Yeah,
I thought that was done well. I loved Makari. She was the Flash essentially,
basically.
And I loved that she was keeping up, at least in terms of the fight. I loved how she was fighting against Icarus and like actually keeping up. Because as much as I love DC films, they always make it seem like Superman's the end all be all, so Superman could like outrun anybody, out hit anybody. So I like.
Well, I think it's less so that Superman can outrun, more that any speedster doesn't have a chance in an actual fight against him. But here they've kind of displayed that speedsters do have advantages over the one with super strength. I mean, obviously Icarus still could pretty much take on every Eternal himself, but yeah, like it had its the fight was well done in displaying her powers.
No, absolutely. The only thing I didn't like was Ajax because it felt like she was very wishy-washy. But then they kind of, I mean, the trailer kind of gave it away, but they explained how, I was all about the plan, but then I saw these people actually stand up to Thanos and bring everybody back. So I was like, all right, I guess. you spent 7,000 years following the plan, and now you're like, well, they defeated Thanos, so I guess they're okay. And for those who don't know, the Eternals were actually kind of scared of Thanos in the comics, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess that's like a little underlying comic thing.
I'm
But
uncertain of that, but it's totally plausible.
so I don't know. But yeah, I just liked how once they all split up, they all had their own lives, and you could tell that some of them were adjusting better than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I like. What about you? What did you think of their characters as individuals and as a whole?
I generally liked most of their characters as individuals. The only problem I did have was Icarus. And my thing was more that I get that he's like a military, not like a formal military mindset, but very devoted to the plan and very faithful to Erishim the judge. But I'm like, why though? Like, they didn't really explain why he has that kind of devotion. I would have understood it if they had like given him more personal moments, but he never actually met with Erishim. He has no reason to do that. He has the same level of reason that every other one does, but like, why does it affect him more so than the others? And then like later on, we're seeing the characters develop a little bit more with humanity, but like we don't know what Icarus has even been doing the last like 500-ish years. Like I think they should have done more with his character, given him more solo scenes and helped us understand that better, because I thought that his spoiler obviously, his whole betrayal was like a little bit, it felt a little bit like tacked on. I actually did like his last part at the end where he joined the Unimind and gave Cersei the power to stop the celestial emergence, but that was more because we saw his relationship with her and that was believable. But up until that point I was kind of just like, I don't really buy it.
Yeah, I agree. They could have definitely done more to flesh him out.
Yeah, especially because to me he's kind of the central character of the movie for the most part, I think, more so than the others,
because everybody sees him as the leader.
Yeah,
and they even say so in
and even in the like trailers and stuff, it seems like he gets the most focus. He's clearly the strongest. Maybe not like physically, but like overall.
The one thing that I will say is about him is the sex with Cersei must have been so fucking fantastic because the man kept flashing back to it.
Yeah,
they kept going back to it. I was like, goddamn, son, like this happened what 7,000 years ago, and you're still
no 500, right?
Oh no,
wait,
it was during Mesopotamia.
No, yeah, it was Mesopotamia. So that 2,500-ish.
2,500-ish. Yeah, you're right. I was like, damn, son.
And like, man, like painful too, because they were doing it on the fucking rocks right there.
They were.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the. I will say
like, you don't even want to walk barefoot on that shit, but you got your ass on it and your back and various other body parts. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like you couldn't even wait 5 minutes to get back to the bed. You had to do it right the fuck there in the middle of the dirt.
When you got to do it, you got to do it.
I mean, I guess, but still, it's a good thing they don't have CCTV
back then. As well.
Sorry, what was that, Dab?
They could have done it when they got back as well.
That was my point, though. Like, you couldn't wait 5 minutes just to get back to the room. Plus, he can fly. He could have flown her back to the room. It was like, no, we need to do it right the fuck now. What?
They could have fucked in the air. He could fly, right? He could have fucked her in the air.
I feel like she wouldn't enjoy that. I feel like that might actually be less painful because he's basically. I don't want to talk about that, but yeah.
Yeah. That's the only scene that I'm not gonna lie to you, it was kind of weird. Because if like everything was like, all right, everything's normal, and then we get a fucking sex scene, I was like, wait, what? This is a Marvel movie, right? Like, wait. Like they want to give.
You're right, but at the same time, like we had one in the Iron Man movie way back when, but that was also before Disney bought it.
What do you mean? What in the no? There was never any shown sex scene.
Well, no, like they weren't shown like having sex, but like they were clearly in their underwear, fooling around in bed. I mean, to me, that's practically the same thing. You know what the fuck's happening?
No, one is literal penetration, the other one's foreplay.
Well, I mean, you're obviously not seeing the penetration because they only shoot from like the waist up.
The way they were showing him thrusting into her, I'm pretty sure
They didn't show. Well, I don't remember seeing a fucking thrust. I thought it looked to me that they were just laying on each other naked, which I know is the same thing.
No, there was a thrust.
No, no.
I literally
With Icarus's strength, if there was a thrust, they would have been a fucking earthquake.
I didn't say there was a super thrust, bro. It was a small thrust. Superman fucks slows all the time. There's no earthquakes. Unless you watch Smallville.
That we know of.
Yeah, unless you watch Smallville, which there is earthquakes.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that's the only scene that kind of threw me off. Not gonna lie to you. And in my head, I was like, so Sprite saw them fucking, and that's why she was thirsting for Icarus.
Mm.
It was I don't know. I did like, I know one controversial point, if you will, because it's banned in a lot of countries. Was
the homosexual relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I didn't mind it. I actually enjoyed it because it felt. Okay, I'm not trying to be insulting, but it felt normal. It felt genuine.
No, I understand what you're saying. Like, it didn't feel like forced. They didn't feel like they were tokenizing him. They were just like, yeah, whatever. I'm gay. Who cares?
Yeah, because I was like, because he says dad, and then what's his name?
There's two dudes, right? So it's like, okay, fine, they're gay. That's just who he is. Whatever.
Yeah, and then when the husband comes back and he's like, "Go do the fucking mission. What's wrong with you?" I was like, "All right, it's normal."
Isn't that's just kind of how relationships are in those kinds of like superhero scenarios?
Which is nice because like it's sad that we have to say that they made it non cringe because it felt normal because there's so many times.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of like gay relationships in TV and movies that do feel very cringe because in those cases it's just like, hey, we're gay, let's show how gay we are by being gay and stuff like that. Whereas here it's like, no, it's just casual, whatever. It's like everyone's a normal person at the end of the day.
And before we get to their little relation, I like how there's a Superman reference. Dad, it's Superman. No, I don't wear a cape. Should I call you Clark now? Are you from
I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah,
I thought that was great, and it shows that DC exists in the Marvel universe. Just saying.
I think that's good.
I can't wait. Hopefully in the future we get like a DC versus Marvel.
I don't know if you've ever read JLA versus Avengers, but if you haven't, go check that out.
It's pretty good.
It's a comic.
Yeah, and then there's what's the guy who there's a character that DC and Marvel have ownership of. Both of them equal ownership of. That literally just separates their universes from one another. I think
you're gonna have to be more specific.
I think it's Atlas.
Atlas? I don't think so.
Atlas Hero. Atlas is a fictional character published by DC, and it was created by Jack Kirby. When did Atlas? Oh no, never mind. It's another character, but there's a character that they both own whose his sole existence is just to separate DC from Marvel. So there you go.
I am not familiar with that. Either way, go on.
No, yeah. Like I said, that relationship is normal. I can't like. I liked the Druid and Makari relation, but I was like, my boy, why you take forever to like get something going with her? Like you should have done it from the start. Y'all clearly had the most connection out of everybody. I don't know. I just thought it was good. What did you think? What did you think of the fight sequences at the end?
So I actually found every fight sequence up until the end to be very underwhelming. But I actually enjoyed the fight scene at the end where they were teaming up on Icarus and then even the Deviant joined and they split off, let Thena take on the Deviant and allowed Fastos to use his Iron Man kind of moves to take on Icarus and hold him down for a while. I thought that was actually like really well handled.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the Deviants themselves were kind of just like generic looking creatures.
Yeah, they were pretty underwhelming.
Yeah. I feel
granted, I've never read anything about deviants in comics. I don't know if that part was accurate, but I did not find them to be that interesting in the movie. Whenever they actually came on screen, I was just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like as because there was really no villain in this besides the Eternals themselves, which is kind of it was a good take or a different take anyway. But yeah, the deviants just seemed to be there, and then it just felt like, oh, here we're gonna introduce them so they could move the story along, which worked. What else can we talk about?
Celestials?
What happened?
The Celestials.
Oh, that's a dude, my guy. Holy fuck, they were done so good.
Yeah.
And then the ending where that big old celestial just comes out of the sky. Oh hell no! What I don't get is why did the celestial take Kingo? I mean, I get it because he wanted to live amongst the humans, but like he literally left the group, so he didn't.
But I think that's
shut
also
that.
kind of like a betrayal of his mission by leaving the group.
Okay, so they took Cersei, obviously.
Yeah.
Kingo. Who
Well,
was
I
the
mean,
third
all of
one?
them technically helped in that regard.
Yeah, no, but the Celestial at the end took 3 of the Eternals.
He took
Cersei,
all
King.
4 of them, right? He took Sprite and Kingo and Fastos.
No, because Fastos and Makari and did he take Fastos?
Oh wait, actually, I'd have to double check. I thought he did.
Because I know Makari and Druid and Athena were in the end when we get that
Okay, no,
post.
so he took Fastos, Kingo, and Cersei.
Okay,
So yeah,
Fastos because he had a family and he lived amongst the humans. Kingo because
yeah,
he did the same thing. Basically, he's like fuck the Eternal. And Cersei because she stopped the Celestials.
yeah.
And then when he basically said he's gonna judge humanity, bruh, it's gonna be a big boy fight. That's gonna be what, Avengers 5, Avengers
I
6.
doubt it, but I think it's honestly, I think it's just going to be Eternals 2. Because I don't see
Well,
I think long term, I don't actually see the Celestials being enemies. What I actually see is the Celestials being used by a subsequent enemy, and this gets into very, very, theory crafty kind of territory. But I think, like, I don't know if you're familiar with the King in Black, but there's a point where
yes,
some Celestials actually get used as like pawns, basically.
the King in Black is that Venom series, correct?
It is Venom, yeah, but like it's more specifically
The god of the
Null.
symbiotes.
Yeah.
Not that one.
What Null is the god of symbiotes, and he
Oh,
has
I
like
thought.
symbiotes
Oh,
powerful enough to enslave Celestials.
not gonna lie, I thought you said no. I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
No, Null.
See, I would agree.
It sounded
but
like a very aggressive no. I was
They
like,
did,
oh.
Sorry, man.
I was like,
uh,
oh.
It's probably my mic, but yeah.
I perdon, my bad. Forgive me. But I don't know if that'll work because I don't think Sony's gonna share the universe with with Disney.
I mean, it kind of feels like they will. And here's the other thing: we know that symbiotes are multiversal, so they have to exist in the MCU.
Hopefully, I don't know. I just want a good Spider-Man movie. But
I do
back to
that
that.
too, yeah.
But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting because there's so much going on. Phase 4 started with a dud because Black Widow, I feel like, should have just been a Phase 2 movie.
I agree.
Shang-Chi was spectacular. And the Eternals, at least, even if people don't like it or are lukewarm to it, they can't deny the fact that this opens up the universe even more.
Oh, very much so.
So, going back quickly, you said you didn't like the betrayal from Icarus, or what was your main issue with it?
You mean when he killed Ajax? Because that was the
Yeah.
part that I thought was like, I just didn't really understand why he has this devotion to Arishem when he's never met Arishem. He has the same level of interaction with him as every other Celestial, but every other Celestial was basically ready to turn on him, but Icarus wasn't. We kind of understand why they were, but we don't really understand why he wanted to stick around. We don't know the full basis of all that.
Well, Kingu also was in agreement with Icarus. He just didn't betray them. He's just like, I'm not.
Well, yeah, but like that's also like he was more in the middle in that he liked humanity, but he also like cared about Icarus because he saw him as kind of like a big brother figure, so to speak.
Okay. No, yeah, okay, I could see that.
I will say
guess
one of the cringier parts of the movie was that fucking Bollywood dance.
that was hilarious. That was
Oh,
fucking
I'm
hilarious.
not saying it wasn't funny, but here's what's funny about that. I think people are actually gonna trash on that scene, talking about like how, oh, this isn't Bollywood. This is what Americans think Bollywood is, and I'm like, you're correct, but only because actual Bollywood is way more fucking ridiculous.
All I know is, what's his name? I got disrespect my boy. What's his name?
Karun.
Karun. That guy needs a spinoff. Him and
You know, I will say he could be like the Jimmy Woo of something else.
him and Michael Pena's character from Ant-Man need a spinoff.
Ooh, that would be fun. I love that guy too.
That dude, Michael Pena narrating the events of the MCU would be fucking fantastic.
Or they just do like an in-universe documentary together. Michael Pena's the one like on screen talking about stuff, and Karun's following him around filming everything.
That would be great. Oh,
Yeah.
Disney, make it happen. Disney, make it happen. What did you think? Because we really haven't talked about him, but in the comics, he obviously plays a huge role. What did you think of Kit Harington as Dane Whitman? I know we didn't get a lot of him, but what did you think?
Oh yeah, I think you just said it right. We didn't get a lot of him. I thought whatever we got was pretty casual. He's really just in this movie to set him up for the Moon Knight series.
I love, dude, the ending where he's like, you know how we said not to keep secrets, and then he's about to reveal it, and the fucking Celestial's like, nah, bitch, you don't wait your turn.
Yeah, takes him away. And then we see in the post-credit scene that he gets the ebony blade.
So he actually has the ebony blade because, and the Celestials thought they had the ebony blade, but nah. I don't know if you...
in the movie, Sprite asks Athena if she's fighting with the ebony blade, and she says, no, it's Excalibur. So he probably just confused the two. I don't think they lost it necessarily. It's probably just something they left behind somewhere. And then his ancestors got it.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Because Sprite did ask it. Oh, is that the ebony blade? And Athena does correct her. Did you? So I just learned this. I don't know how accurate it is, but do you know who the voice was who said, "Are you ready to? Are you sure you're gonna do that, Mr. Whitman?"
So, a funny story. When I was watching the movie, I didn't know who it was, but a guy sitting next to me actually said to his girlfriend or whatever that it was Blade.
Yes.
And according to Wikipedia, that is actually Mahershala Ali's voice, and it just says uncredited cameo. So that does seem to confirm that it is Blade.
Oh, dude, this movie did so much. I loved it. Because this also sets up somehow it's so now my question is, how does Blade know of Whitman, and how does Blade become Blade? Because in the comics, Morbius makes Blade, so all this shit is like up in the air because we don't even know if Morbius is actually taking place in the MCU / Sony universe, Sony MCU, or if it's its own thing. Because if it's in the Sony MCU, what if I'm not gonna be able to pronounce his name? What if the guy who plays... Yes.
What do you mean Morbius makes Blade? Morbius isn't the one who turned Blade into a vampire.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, I haven't read Blade comics, but in the original Blade movies with Wesley Snipes, it was a vampire named Deacon.
Who turned Blade into I'm pretty sure it was a boy.
Like, I know that he and Morbius have teamed up, and like they did a lot in the old Spider-Man cartoon, but I'm quite sure Morbius wasn't the one who made him a vampire. Because the vampire who made Blade did not actually make Blade a vampire by biting him. He bit like Blade's mom, and the thing got passed down to him. So Blade's half vampire.
Darkhold. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I can't find it, so I'm gonna fucking misremembered. I apologize. Darkhold. Yeah, no, I can't find anything. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. My bad.
Yeah, but either way, I thought that the last cameo was cool. In terms of how he knew about Dane Whitman, I imagine that it probably has something to do with ancient history, like maybe when Dane Whitman's ancestors got the blade, they used it to fight vampires in the Middle Ages or whatever, and I don't know, some ancestor of Blade's helped him or something to that effect. I don't fucking or Blade did the research because he obviously would know a lot about vampires and the humans fighting them because that's his whole thing.
Okay. I don't know, man. Wait, is there gonna be a Blade series or is it a Blade movie?
I believe it's a movie.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, and then just going back to what you said,
Wikipedia says it's a movie.
And he does seem to have a long history with Morbius as friend and foe. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. What did you think of the other post-credit scene?
Yo, I'll be honest, I didn't actually spoil myself, so I was like, "What the fuck is that kid? Is that the kid from One Direction?" And it was. I'm like, that's interesting, but I don't actually think he did a bad job in his role. I thought that was chill. I'm curious, like he's the brother of fucking Thanos. What the fuck? But I think that's a comic book thing too.
Yeah, they have the same mother, different father.
Okay, so he's his half brother then.
Yeah, they're half brothers.
Okay.
So yeah, I know some people were shitting on the kid, but it's like if
I
he
thought
wants
he
to
did
be
okay.
an actor, I mean, let him be an actor. He did a decent job. It's not like he did a horrible job. Like, he looks the part. If I'm being honest with you, he looks like the character.
Granted, I think his suit got padded pretty hard, but at the same time, like he only had like 4 or 5 lines. Like it's not actually that extensive, and I don't feel like it's fair to judge his acting ability based on this.
Yep. Just look at Gal Gadot. She was what is it? A model, and then she became Wonder Woman.
She also did the Fast and the Furious movies. Like she did three of them before she got into Wonder Woman.
Was it her voice that was dubbed, or was it Gina Carano's voice that was dubbed in those movies? In the Fast and Furious movies,
the voice got dubbed.
Yeah, because they didn't. Yeah, it's fine. Story for a different day. We'll talk about that some other time. What else can we talk about? Oh, I think Dav could take a part in this conversation. Did we talk about the Morbius trailer?
We did not talk about that. Although I will just add, I thought here's something I thought it was interesting. I looked at Wikipedia. Apparently, David Kaye was the guy who did the voice of Arishem. And for those who, I'm sure a lot of you guys do know, but David Kaye has done a lot of voice work in like anime. He was Sesshomaru in Inuyasha, which is probably like his biggest role. But he also did Megatron in a lot of Transformers series. So he's very prolific as a voice actor. He's been doing it for like decades now. And I always thought that was really interesting, and that Arishem is in this movie. He's not a major character necessarily, but he's not he's not a nothing. Like he has enough dialogue to make him like a verifiable character. And I always thought it was interesting. They got a career voice actor to play him rather than hiring some celebrity.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
There's not much.
Yeah.
More we could actually add.
I saw the Morbius trailer. I thought it was chill. I like Tyrese Gibson, but
yeah. Dev, since you haven't talked, you saw the trailer, right?
Yeah. I don't have much to say about it. I'm excited for it though. And it might actually be one of the films I go and see in the cinema if I can find the money for it, but also if I can get some other people that might want to go. I can't remember the last time I even really had a Morbius interaction in my life in regards to any kind of story, but I've always liked the character. So I am pretty excited. Tyrese Gibson is great, so I'm also looking forward to that.
Yeah, so one thing I noticed is the Osborn Tower is the one from the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oscorp. Yeah, I noticed that too.
is the one from the Amazing Spider-Man. We have the Vulture from the MCU, and then we have that Spider-Man design from the original Raimi trilogy. So, what fucking timeline does this bullshit take place in?
I have no idea.
Could
So
not tell you.
confused.
Although I will say it is an Oscorp Tower, but is it the same Oscorp Tower from the Amazing Spider-Man movie?
It's got
'Cause-
the same. It's got the same everything. It's
I mean, granted, I haven't seen those movies in a while, so I might be misremembering. But I remember though that Oscorp Tower being much more spherical, more of a spire look. This one looked a little bit more like a standard office building.
Let me.
I mean, I'd have to
quickly-
double check both of them to really verify, but yeah.
Morbius, Amazing Spider-Man. Quickly, images. Oh, I don't have it. Fuck. Yeah, I can't find it. When I find it, I'll send you the tweet.
Cool.
I just they're taking elements from different movies, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it because I don't know what fucking timeline it is in. I think that's the most confusing part to me. It's like, which timeline is it?
I don't mind too much that they're trying to do this, but it does make it a little bit difficult to pinpoint, like you're saying. So before the movies even come out, you've already kind of got this notion that it's feels like it's all over the place because you can't pinpoint anything. So, but hopefully something will make it make sense soon.
And it just, I don't know. It just seems that this move, like, I don't know if the MCU is gonna be, if Spider-Man's gonna be in the MCU anymore, because I think I posted it on the Discord channel where Kevin Feige said that Spider-Man is the only character. Let me see. Spider-Man is a powerful icon and hero whose story crosses all ages. He also happens to be the only superhero with the superpowers to cross cinematic universes. So as Sony continues to develop their own Spider-Verse, you never know what surprises the future might hold. So I don't know if that means that he's gonna be able to travel between universes like nothing, or if it's just, he's there. It's
Couldn't
just,
tell you.
it's okay. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's it. There's not much more we could talk about.
Yeah. So I think we'll wrap it up for today.
Yes, sir.
Yep, can't think of anything else.
Wait,
Yeah, me
King,
neither.
before, what did you get? What was your rating for the movie?
Oh, I'd say it's a 6.5.
All right, I'll give it. I'll give it a 9. No, 8.5. 8.5. I'm off.
Okay.
I'm flip flopping. Yeah, 8.5.
Cool. And I guess we'll wait for Dav's opinion once he gets a chance to watch it.
In a year or so. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Don't worry, that'll be me hyping it up.
It's okay. Hopefully the whole I think the Hawkeye series is coming out soon, right?
Yes.
Cool. I think that'll
Don't
be
know the
interesting.
release date, but it is coming.
Yeah, I know. Like they even released another trailer like last week, I believe, right?
I think so.
Did?
I think so.
I thought they did, but I might have just been.
I've
watching
seen
the
people
fan
talking
page,
about
or
it
I
all
don't
of a
fucking
sudden
remember.
again, so I think
I didn't see it either.
When does it come out? November 24.
Okay, so it was a fair while, but that's not too bad, I guess.
Isn't that the same day that the EDENSZERO Part 2 comes out?
Don't know.
I think so. I don't actually remember.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mashima. I can't. I'm sorry, Mashima. I just can't watch it. Sorry.
Okay. Well, anyways, in that case, let's close it off for the day. So, listeners, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to listen to this podcast. We appreciate it. We will be back in a couple of weeks with the next episode of the Sorcerer Weekly Podcast. Other than that, we hope you guys have a great day. Keep having fun in the server. Listen to the Halloween podcast if you have not already, because we spent a lot of time on it. We had a really good time, and we hope that by listening to us answer your questions and that you guys will also have a good time, because that's what it's all about, is having fun with each other and just generally, enjoying each other's company. So, yeah, Spider-Man Dav, thank you for showing up for today's episode, and I will see you guys again in a couple of weeks. But until then, thank you all, and have a great day.
Bye, guys. Tom Holland.